Recording. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. Okay, so as I already mentioned to you, so we have 3 speakers now in this 1 hour. We have Dr. Anahans, project manager and head of department at Institute of Applied Material Flow Management. He will explain details from Germany. And then Mr. Dao Luang, program manager, Esslingen Graduate School, Esslingen University, where I studied my MBA long time ago, and Dr. Tanveer, associate Shashat, associate Dean of Academics of Graduate Program from LAMS, where also I did my MBA from 1999 to 2001. Okay, so you guys are ready? Let me share the screen. You are connected already. Stop sharing. Okay. So Kono, Aureli Kono, right? She's from IFAS.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a colleague of Rana Hansa, and I thought I would say hi today. But we'll let Rana Hansa do a presentation for us. I just wanted to maybe say hi to everyone and confirm that we're available if some students are interested in joining us for October, then we'll be very happy to talk to them about the admissions process more specifically.
Great. So let me quickly, maybe I should not share this one. Okay, no, it's okay. I should introduce one by one the speakers. Let's start with Dr. Anahans, our Sri Lankan fellow connected from Germany. I am not sharing the screen, but I am reading your profile, and also my participants can see that. So Dr. Anahans, as I mentioned, I met him when I went to their campus last year, but also we had old connections. We are both from Peradeniya. So Dr. Anahans has a BSc and 2 MScs and MEng and a doctor engineer or PhD degree that works as an international project manager at the Institute of Applied Material Flow Management, or IFAS, at Trier University of Applied Sciences. By the way, Trier is the hometown of Karl Marx. This time I also was able to visit his house. He also heads the International Material Flow Management Master's Program and its education and research portfolio. Dr. Dasanayaka's diverse academic background include biological sciences, international cooperation policy, and environmental engineering. He has years of work experience at 3M Corporation of USA as a professional services engineer, and works at IFAS since 2012 on various global projects on 5 continents. I think he's leaving to Ghana or somewhere within 1 or 2 days. He currently focuses in the mechanism for system reliance on African cities, a multi-tier project funded by Federal Ministry of Education and Research of Germany, where education for sustainable development is principally targeted. So that those are actually relevant topics for Sri Lanka also. We are trying to also work in the same lines. His research interest and expertise include renewable energy technologies, integrated sustainable resource management, and sustainable alternative water supply technologies. Ranhan, so over to you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Chaminda, quickly, kindly give me feedback whether you could hear me well, or
just a minute. I had to change the audio. Audio is connected from my computer. I don't know why.
All right.
Just a minute. Off na. Speakers. Ranas, can you speak?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear, but it's not to the system. Let me give
okay.
Very quickly, I change the audio setting. Anas, can you speak now?
Yeah, sure. I could try. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, maybe you can speak now.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All is good?
Yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry.
All right, Chaminda, quickly tell me if you could see my screen clearly.
Yeah. Yes.
All is good? All right. So good afternoon, everyone, and Ayubowan to all the Sri Lankan participants today. And I'm so happy to see my colleague, though it is Saturday, she's also joining us. Aurali, thank you for being here. So I can happily skip this slide. This is just about me. So Chaminda did the job introducing me. However, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Aurali Kono. She's the head of IMAT administration. Eventually, most of you will be in touch with her if you want to get to know a little bit more about the program, and also if you're interested in coming over. Aurali also has a very diverse background in education. That is entirely what she did until now. She was in Japan with one of our partner universities, Richimikan Asia Pacific University, where of course I studied too. Now she's here heading the entire administrative part of the program. So Aurali, once again, thank you. So like Chaminda mentioned, we are, what you see here is the map of Germany in the inset. What you see is that our university is scattered across 3 locations. Trier is the parent campus, and I am sitting right here in Birkenfeld. I don't know if you could see my cursor moving. We are in the southwest corner of Germany, quite close to Luxembourg and France. Our campus is what you see here right now. You see remarkable blue roofs. That is an indication of that we are more or less using sun's energy to power the entire place. A little bit more about that later. What I want you to take a note is that we are part of a big national park. We are well integrated into the environment. So just to qualify and also to live up to expectations of an environmental campus. Once again, the university is not that old, started in 1996. I will give you a little bit of interesting history of the location itself. We have a small student population compared to the main campus in Trier, roughly about 2,400, 2,500 students. The interesting bit about the campus's history is that it was a former US military reserve hospital, prepared in preparation for the Cold War, which never happened, which is a good thing. Then the state took over the building stock when the US military left. In 1996, this forward-thinking politicians, they decided to convert the entire building stock to a green campus. Thanks to that vision, today we are Germany's #1 green campus, ranked by UI Green Metric, and globally #6. So that means that globally we are still not the best, so we have quite a lot of learning to do, and probably prospective students sitting here listening to us can help us to achieve that. So that is your contribution. I'll tell you how you could do that contribution. Once again, the university is called a living laboratory. Why? Because students get the chance to interact with all the elements in the university because it is a study object itself. It is growing from strength to strength in terms of environmental management and engineering. We are fully powered by renewables for our heat supply, electricity supply, and also cooling demand. We're using solar cooling, geothermal cooling, and we also use regional biomass in a nearby co-industrial park. And also we have state-of-the-art energy efficiency and resource efficient technologies installed. These are the things that students get to learn. And we strongly believe in learning by doing. We have both bachelor's and master's. Most of the programs are taught in German. However, the beauty for you, for this particular audience, is that we are teaching our master's in English as well. In the one of the two faculties, Faculty of Environmental Management, Environmental Business and Law. So we offer both Master Science and Master Engineering qualification under the brand International Material Flow Management, and that is a domain of science by itself, which is quite new. And not that new also. It is roughly about 20-25 years old, the entire domain. What we try to achieve is create a competent set of change agents, because we need that. We understand that we need the change if we are to achieve the climate targets for the coming decades. So we teach entirely circular economy, zero emission systems, and of course, environmental protection. However, the interesting bit is that we are not only interested in the theoretical aspects of it, we are more interested in the business of it, business side. Simply because of that, the program is designed as an interdisciplinary offering, where we entertain or we encourage people, qualified, competent students with bachelor's degrees to come join from natural sciences, engineering, social sciences, business administration, and all sorts of backgrounds. That is where we bring in the diversity in terms of knowledge. And at the end, when you get the degree, whether it is Master Science or Master Engineering, you are competent to cater to some of the demanding job areas around the world. This is our personal experience, because our alumni working around the world in all continents we can think of. As entrepreneurs, researchers, heads of organizations, big corporates related to renewable energy in the domain of law. And this could be your future too. Like I said, we offer two streams of qualification, Master Science and Master Engineering. Master Science is entirely offered in Germany in this campus. So you get to come here for 2 years. It is 4 semesters long. First year, you get the theoretical aspect of all the principal subjects we deliver. In year 2, compared to Master Engineering, Master Science students get to do a very long internship, because we strongly believe in learning by doing. And then they go for their master thesis in their 4th semester. Master Engineering degree is offered in partnership with our global network of universities in 5 continents. So the students, if they choose to go do Master Engineering, they can go to one of our partners either in Brazil, Portugal, or Japan, or Taiwan.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. There was a bit of a technical glitch. All right, that is a good thing, so I could wake up too. All right. So the difference between Master Science and Master Engineering in terms of internship is that, like I mentioned, Master Engineering has a very short internship. It is just about 4 to 6 weeks. We can get into these nitty-gritty details. I don't want to bother you with these. And I'm not also competent to talk about this, because I have Aureli. She's the competent person to talk about all those administrative bits. What you see here is not the subway map of London. This is what we teach. All our modules are intricately interlinked. Like I said, we teach engineering, we teach the business aspects of engineering, we teach you environmental law, sustainability management, and this is just a glimpse of Master of Science offering. Master of Engineering offering is even bigger. We have about 16 modules where we try to give opportunity to all our students to get engaged with us during their studies, because my Institute for Applied Material Flow Management, does projects all around the world. So we give the opportunity for our students while they study to get engaged in some of the programs. So like I said, you see in this map, these are our existing partners around the world, where if you choose to do master engineering, you can do your first year with one of our partners. And the network is growing. What you see in red is the applications or interest we have so far from around the world, from other universities. Now, having understood a little bit, I want to speed up now because I lost a little bit of time. I'll try to finish as soon as possible. Interesting fact for you is to get to know how much it would cost me to get in. Various different fees we will discuss later. However, the total investment would be about 12,000 euros for 2 years. You don't have to pay it all at once. We can space it out on a semester basis. And also, if you choose to come over here, you have various scholarships. We offer our own scholarships, tuition reduction scholarships to help you. It can go up to 100%. And also, once you enroll, you can also apply for DAAD, which I'm sure Chaminda will talk about. And primary requirements for you to get in is that you must have a bachelor's degree or equivalent of 180 ECTS points. You must have some working experience, at least 6 months full time. We demand that. It's a must. And then, of course, you have to show us your English proficiency. You have to have a higher level of English proficiency. Application process is extremely streamlined. It is entirely online. Once you submit all the critical documents, we have 8 critical documents, which is listed out here. I'm sure Chaminda will share the slides with you later on. And also, you don't have to worry about these right now because these are all clearly listed in our website. One important thing I want to highlight is that you have to submit a very strong research proposal. That is important, without which it is difficult for us to get you in. Once you submit the documents, the evaluation process is quite short. We try to keep it as short as possible. So we would like to get you in efficient, quick time. The application deadlines for the coming winter semester is 31st May for non-European Union students, which is the case for you. So be in touch with us. One important aspect out of this process plan is that I want to highlight, and of course I would encourage Chaminda to talk about it a little bit more, about the blocked account. So for you to come over to get a visa to come to Germany, there is a requirement of a blocked account, and these numbers change all the time. I would ask you to be informed. And it is based on your monthly expected expenditure multiplied by 12 for a full year. More information here. If you are interested, please visit. This is a generic website for all studies in Germany. I'm sure other speakers will touch upon that. Studyingermany.de will give you a wealth of information. And then finally, Aurelie and myself, since I mentioned about this strong research proposal, we regularly have webinars, and our next webinar is coming up on 4th April, 1300 hours Central European time. And we are going to discuss further details, and Aurelie will be always there to clarify any of other matters that we did not discuss. Here, of course, Chaminda will share these details of Aurelie, contact details. Please feel free to get in touch. You can talk to her directly, drop us an email. And also, like I said, we welcome you to be part of this global endeavor. This is about our future, and you are going to be part of it. And the website is here. And in the website, all details are clearly listed, and you can send in your application swiftly. So thank you very much, Chaminda. I'm sorry I took 2-3 minutes more.
That's okay. That's okay. We can recover. But are there any questions directly to us, Dr. Ranahan, sir? But I think we have separate time to have a discussion later. But I think Ranahan, sir, what time you want to go?
I'll stay here until the end of this session,
Okay,
until
great.
the Q&A.
Okay, great. Okay, so no questions, urgent questions, otherwise we can postpone them. Okay, they are just picking up the ideas. Okay, so let me invite Tudao from Esslingen. I think she had a problem. Tudao, can you speak?
Yes, I
Okay.
can now hear you. I switched
okay.
to my laptop.
Okay,
That's
great,
why.
great.
So, but I need to, yes.
Okay, let me quickly
To share
introduce
my
Tudao.
screen.
And I have known Tudao for last 24 years, and she has been always cooperative and welcoming me in Germany. So welcome to Sri Lanka, at least online. Tudao is actually the program manager, as I mentioned to you, at Esslingen Graduate School. She has been working in different companies, but now I think at Esslingen Graduate School for many years from the start. Her main role is to accompany MBA students. For example, even I was helped by her for over the years, and her team is the students interface, the team of the Esslingen Graduate School team, including Tudao, interface with also non-academic logistics, for example, accommodation and other stuff. And she's working in collaboration with MBA academic director, who was one of our previous speakers last year, and aimed to do a world-class program experience for MBA students. I don't know whether Tudao is going to talk. Esslingen MBA is among top 10 manufacturing-based MBA rank. That is based on her hard work. Okay, Tudao, over to you. Your 10 minutes. Yeah, it's already.
Thank you, Chaminda, for your kind introduction.
Great.
I just want to jump in to save time. Just want to jump in. Can you see the slides?
Yes, yes.
Yes, first of all, I want to thank you, Chaminda, for your visits last year in November. And can you remember within the project management class, Professor Chun and you, and also Mr. Müller and Mr. Berauer had a workshop with Fablanca, and we want to thank you for giving a student the opportunity to know Sri Lanka a bit more and to learn intercultural applications of concepts, and also to know how the Sri Lankan process with projects. So now come to our main presentations. As you mentioned, Esslingen University of Applied Sciences, one of the top in Germany. We are very strong in the industrial management and also in engineering. Where is Esslingen located? Esslingen is lying in the southwest of Germany, and very close to Stuttgart, which is the capital of one of the states, Baden-Württemberg, and we border France, Italy, Switzerland, and the east side is Bavaria, another very nice state, our neighbor. Again, Baden-Württemberg is very invests a lot in the patent, in the entrepreneurship, and also in the engineering. We have a lot of hidden champions and startups. Our graduates, I recall last 2 weeks ago, we had the latest graduation ceremony, and I think here you can see the overall statistic. I'm more responsible for the MBA program, and I was told by our graduates that 60%, around 60% of them already get a job in working contract. on the graduation day. So we are very glad to hear that. But in general, it's a very, very general statistic. Students or our graduates are very, very lucky and prepared for a job after their graduation. The MBA, again, in industrial management is the focus. And we qualify the graduates for change and management position after the graduation. The first, maybe a structure, the first semester, the students stay together and have very, very basic classical foundation courses in 5 modules: data analytic, information management, marketing, sales and economics, finance, operation, and organizational behavior. Then students have the chance to choose the focus. I go back to the last slide. We have 3 areas they can choose, either general management or sustainable production and technology or digital transformation. So again, the first semester, they stay together, gain the basics, and then they can choose at, whether they want to go for digital transformation or general management or sustainable production and technology. There they have two common modules. They stay together and study together. The first one is entrepreneurial management, and the second one is international management. Then they will separate in very, very small groups, maybe 6 to 8 students, and they will have their own modules they go for. In the first semester, it's a master thesis. I will come back to the master thesis later on. The second international master program we're offering is the ASM. It's automotive systems. The automotive system is carried by our faculty, the professor in the faculty of mechanical engineering and IT, information technology management. And also the mobility management. And they have, the program has 2 focus. Like the MBA, the program has 2 focus. One is automotive IT, and the second one is vehicle systems. The first one is we address more the software, the security, the safety of the car, the communication of the car, and the second, the vehicle system. We do develop and testing innovative automotive function of steering, suspension, and powertrain. The structure. So 2 foci. In the first semester, they also stay together, except in one module, the vehicle system student, they go for IT fundamentals, and the automotive IT student, they go for vehicle system fundamentals to lift them up to a certain level. In the second semester, the path separate. They only stay for autonomous system together, and the other, they will concentrate on their area. In the third semester, we think we offer soft skills to our engineers students because we think soft skills is also relevant for them. And again, the master thesis. The third semester, I want to talk about is the DDM, Design and Development in Automotive and Mechanical Engineering. So the DDM is still with engineering development projects and focus on simulation and production technology. Very important here again, also in other two programs, international and in the cultural environment. They're all our students and mostly from abroad. They're coming from abroad. They spend 3 semesters together. And here we also have a very, very big team projects, project work where they work together in small teams, 2 to 3 students. They form a team and work on a very, very work hours on a certain project they choose. And this is also preparation for them to go for the master thesis. Here again, also soft skills for the engineering student. So the admission requirements, although we offer an MBA, but we mainly address STEM students. Because we are very, very strong in manufacturing and more engineering area, so we think this is our profile. Tests, TOEFL or IELTS tests. In addition, they have to take the GMAT or GRE. The MBA, 2 years of working experience is required. ASM program for the focus automotive or automotive IT, they have to study information technology or electrical engineering in the bachelor degree. For vehicle systems, they have to study automotive, mechanical, or mechatronics engineering in the bachelor program. The DDM, automotive or mechanical, very, very classical or mechanical engineering. So in 3 programs, English language tests is required. Fees, very pretty fair. All international student in Baden-Württemberg has to pay 1,500 euro for 1 semester. In the MBA, we charge a little bit more. It's 250 euros more. Housing is guaranteed at in the student dormitory. It's the monthly rent is around 320. It depends which type of room you prefer. You want to share the different type of student dormitory. Either you share the kitchen with others, or you have your own cooking opportunity or place. Then you pay a bit more, but it's guaranteed. You once you admit it, you apply for the room at the dormitory, and then it's guaranteed. To summarize, the Esslingen International Masters aim to give students a professional qualification in a specific area. In 3 programs, the application deadline is the 31st of March. Why so early? Because we experienced that the visa takes a long time. They still need to, or applicants need to apply a month in advance to get the visa on time. We want to have them here in Esslingen at the latest September. In September, they have very intensive German language courses, every day German. 5 hour, 6 hour, and in the weekend, we show them a little bit around Baden-Württemberg. The student go to Tübingen, go to Heidelberg, Stuttgart, of course, Lake Constance, and also visit many museums. The academic courses starts usually at the end of September or at the beginning of October, which lasts until January. And then they have exams and have a break, maybe 3 to 4 weeks break in between, and start again in March, mid-March. In the first semester, students write a master thesis. They can do it in group, in very small teams, 2 or 3, or individually. Here, the student have the chance to specialize in one of the topics they are interested, and many of them, or most of the majority, do that, complete their master thesis in the industry with a company. Yes, they can actually apply what they learn in the last theoretical semesters. All 3 programs, duration 18 months. Application deadline again, end of March. Student life, there is a lot of opportunity they can do. They can participate in the Formula 1 student car or student car. They can do some sport. They can join the orchestra. They can, go to the entrepreneurship center, and there is a lot of opportunity they can do, and we do encourage them to do that. And that is what I want to share today with you. And again, the program is very small. We have 85 seats per year, and also receive many applications. Last year was, I think, 2,000, somewhat more than 2,000 applications for all 3 programs. So we do encourage you to apply on time, and you can do it online, upload your documents, and once you admit it, we will ask you to post the degree documents. Yeah, we hope to see you, maybe you in Esslingen sometime. And that was my presentation, and I'm open for any questions.
Okay, thank you to Thao. Any urgent direct questions to Thao who want to do MBA in international industrial management or automobile engineering? But as she said, it's for STEM graduates. If you are first degree, yes, engineering, mathematics, or related sciences.
Exactly. I mean, we are, if maybe in the MBA program, I want to add maybe yes, 2/3 of our student engineers are STEM graduates, and maybe 1/3 by average. 1/3 of them coming from other fields. Yes, but the majority are engineers.
Yeah. So this is a business qualification for engineers, basically.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we can go to the next presenter. Thank you to Thao again, but stay connected. We'll have a separate.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, for our discussion. Dr. Tanvir, are you there? Yes. Okay, great. So let me quickly introduce Dr. Tanvir from LAMS. Now, as a practice, we also have a non-European university to give them options to our graduates here. So Dr. Tanvir Shashad, I have not met him before, but I was really impressed to see his profile and also the work he does. I already just shared your video on MBA. You have done some, I think, months ago. So Dr. Tanvir is the associate professor in finance. He holds position of Associate Dean of Academics, graduate program is Suleiman Dow School of Business, that is the business school of LUMS. His research is focused on strategic and competitive issues faced by firms operating in developing countries, macroeconomical challenges faced by Pakistan, very important topic these days. I'm sure Professor Tanvir is required by the government of Pakistan these days much. Empirical analysis of corporate finance theories, risk-taking behavior of financial firms, supervision and regulation of banks, banking crisis, sovereign credit rates, and financial reforms. His research has been published in reputed journals like Review of Finance, Journal of Banking and Finance, Applied Economics, Journal of International Financial Markets, International Institutions and Money, and North American Journal of Economics and Finance. He has presented his research in a number of international conferences. Additionally, he is a referee for international journals like Journal of Banking and Finance, Applied Economics, and European Journal of Political Economy, among others. He also a PhD from University of Groningen in the Netherlands, and is a certified financial risk manager from USA. Before joining LUMS, he has worked at Central Bank of Pakistan. Very impressive profile. Professor Tanvir, over to you. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Chaminda. Thank you for a very detailed introduction. I am humbled, by the way. Do you think I should share my screen?
Yes, better, yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. Thank you, Chaminda, so much for inviting. Of course, it is in Pakistan, so this is a non-European university. But I am very happy to be part of the discussion here. Thanks for your interest in LUMS. This is the building of our school, Suleiman Dow School of Business. This is part of Lahore University of Management Sciences. It is based in Lahore. It is very close to airport.
Sorry, Dr. Tanvir, can you make it full screen?
Yeah, I can, of course.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, better. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So this is our school, Suleiman Dow School of Business, part of LUMS in Lahore. I will introduce briefly LUMS. I will not take more time. And then I will go to the school and the programs that we are offering here. We have this is a very small university. We have almost 5,000 students. 46% of our students, they are living on campus, and we have a very big campus that is around 100 acres. We have almost 47 academic programs across all schools, and we have 300 faculty members here. And our the placement record of our graduates, that is very good, by the way. They are placed in Europe, North America, they are placed in Asia as well. In different rankings, placement is something that that is pretty good. Coming to the next slide, we are primarily an teaching and research university. We never tried to be either a teaching university or a research university. We have maintained a very good balance of both knowledge creation and knowledge dissemination. Both things are there. The second thing is we are always striving for working across borders. So we have collaborations with various universities in Asia, Europe, North America. And we try to not discriminate on any basis like fee or anything. The main thing is if you can get an admission, then we will try to find some way to fund you. We have only one campus, and that is in Lahore. There is no other campus or any associate program. Yeah, this is one thing that in terms of financial support, we provide generous financial support, and we have collaboration with different industrial organizations in Pakistan as well as various multilateral organizations. They try to fund our students if they have any sort of financial problems. We have almost 300 faculty members. 200 plus are PhDs from Europe, North America, Asia. We have PhDs from Berkeley, Harvard, Stanford, MIT. Another thing is, from the very start, we were a case-based school. So in terms of case-based school, we were very impressed by Harvard methodology of teaching. So since 1980s, we have been using cases in our classes. So our MBA program is absolutely case-based, totally. And but other programs, they are having a combo. But when we started using cases in our program, then we also started developing cases. So in this case, we have almost developed 800 plus case studies which are local. Another thing is AACSB accreditation. I need to mention our rankings are generally good in Pakistan. We are generally at the top of other universities, but internationally we are AACSB accredited, which is an accreditation only 5% of the business schools in the world have. So we are AACSB accredited. We are planning for some other accreditations, but not. Maybe it is going to take some time. In Asia, our MBA program is in among top 25. And our executive MBA program, this is a small program, but this is again in top 25. Another thing that is a recent initiative, we started it almost 2 years back, and AACSB designated our school as the school which made the best inclusive scheme to promote diversity and inclusion, and that was we offer 50% scholarship for all women who are admitted to our graduate programs. And the objective was that female participation in our businesses and different government organizations was relatively on the lower side, so we wanted to encourage female education. Coming to the programs, we have 2 bachelor's programs, accounting and finance and management sciences. So you can come after A levels for these bachelor's program, but for graduate programs, we have MS programs. For MS programs, you don't need any sort of work experience. These are 1.5 year programs. We have program in healthcare management, we have technology management, entrepreneurship, we have business and public policy, and basically you can prepare for governmental jobs after this. Then we have accounting, but we are mixing accounting with analytics. So you will not be doing the accounting standards and stuff like that, but you will also be seeing that how you can implement those accounting standards with analytic softwares, and how you can use technology to further refine the accounting practices. We have another program in financial management, and the last MS program is supply chain and retail management. So these MS programs, these are relatively new, but our MBA program, it started almost 30 years back. This is one of the biggest program that we have here at SGSB. This is 2 years program, very competitive, and our first year is mainly core courses. We offer courses in supply chain, marketing, operations, technology management, business analytics, and stuff like that. And in the second year, you can choose elective courses according to your taste, and you can actually develop your skills in entrepreneurship. You can develop your skill in technology management or anything like that. Our executive MBA program is for those professionals who want to increase their academic qualification. These are only weekend-based programs. You can do a job, and at the same time you can do executive MBA. We have a couple of students who fly from Saudi Arabia every other weekend to take classes, and but of course it depends on their sponsorship also, but it is possible. The last program that I want to introduce is the PhD management program. We are offering 3 streams here. One is finance, the other one is supply chain and operations management, and the last one is the finance. So we have this PhD program is 4 years program. Maybe I think there will be some further details. So how much time I have, Chaminda?
Maybe another 5 minutes. It's okay.
So
I think you should focus on MBA, not EMBA, because it's not practical for Sri Lankan guys.
Okay. So our MBA program, this is 2 years program. We have changed our methodology a little. So in classes or in the courses, we are using the case method. So when you will come to the class, you will be basically have already gone through a case. You would have discussed it among your class fellows. And in the class, we will all just be discussing that how you can solve a problem. So this is the first thing that you will be doing from your first day in the MBA program. And this is going to be the last thing that you will be doing till the last day in your program. And even after doing your MBA, I'm pretty sure that you will continue to do the same thing. In our classes, you have all the data, all the information, and the only thing that you need to do at every point in time is to make a decision. And we invite different people from industry. They come to the classes and they also guide, but at the same time, because our students, they have 2 years work experience generally, which is not compulsory, but it is very preferable. So when 60 students or 50 students, they are trying to solve a problem jointly with very different backgrounds, actually that sort of discussion becomes very enriching. And as a result, what happens, the level of class discussion is very interesting for students, but also the faculty. We call it participant-centered learning. Another thing is the experiential learning. Now, at Harvard and in North America, generally, they prefer that you should not be only sitting in classes, but you should be going to the industry. So from very first day, we try that you should be talking to CEOs of the company, but at the same time, you should be talking to the people who are working at the bottom of the pyramid. And in summer immersion program, you will be going to people, you will be talking what sort of problems poor retailers and poor labor class is facing and how you can solve those problems. But at the same time, you also be interacting with CEOs of the top companies in Pakistan and in Asia, and you will try to see what sort of problems they are facing. Yeah, one thing that I wanted to mention, we are also recipient of one program which is in cooperation with Asian Development Bank. So this scholarship can fund more than 100% of your tuition costs. So your tuition fee will be paid, but at the same time, some of your living expenses and probably the other expenses that you can incur here, you can get that remitted to your account by ADB, Asian Development Bank. Then there are other financial support that is also available. We have partners, exchange partners across Europe and in Asia. So for 6 months during our program, some of our top students, they go to these programs and they can spend 6 months there. So we have cooperation with some universities in France, ESSEC, Lyon. Regularly our students go there. Then we have in Malaysia, we have University of Malaya, but at the same time we have USM, Putra Business School. In Australia, we have a partnership with Bond University, and in India, we have with ISB. So these are Master of Science program. I will skip for this to save time. These are some of the media handlers for us. If you want to find any information, please, we have a lot of information on our website. You can simply email to me also, but at the same time, admission team is 24/7 active and they will be responding to your queries very, very quickly. Chaminda, this is from my side. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can unshare your screen.
Yeah, you are.
See your faces. Okay, now we can have some questions from the audience. Of course, I can ask a lot of questions, but I want you to ask some questions. General questions will come to your admission, requirement, whether you can take your family, blah, 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 everything later, but any questions from the university? In Sri Lanka, normally it's difficult to ask the first question, but there will be a lot of questions later. So you have the time to ask the first question. And also the Sri Lankans are a little bit reluctant to ask questions, but if this was done in India or Pakistan, everybody was raising their hand. So it's a chance for you. Any volunteers?
Is master degree in education available?
Where? Okay, this is a private question. Huh? Keep the private questions for later. General question. Still, we are trying to figure out what German and business schools in Asia, what are the requirements, their structures, and their eligibilities. Any question, general questions? It's very difficult to ask questions not related to you, right? General question. It doesn't matter. So let me, yeah. That will come also later. Yeah. Any questions? Now, as you mentioned, as you already noted, you can see the eligibility criteria. You need to have good first degree, some work experience, and IELTS. And for Esslingen, they also need GRE or GMAT. So I know in Sri Lanka, these tests are very weak. In places like Chennai, for example, India, almost every day they do GMAT. So these are the things you have to kind of prepare during the next few weeks, but these are a requirement for international business schools and universities. Any comments, additional comments? Because we just started listening to you, but we'll have 2 more hours to go, actually 3 more hours to go with the participants. So they have separate time to ask a lot of questions, but maybe you can add something more from each side, from Trier and Esslingen and LAMS, if you forgot something or you want to say something, because we have managed the time without any issue. Rana, say.
What I noticed across, it doesn't matter whether it's Europe or Pakistan or any other region, what all the two other speakers highlighted is that preparation is key. You have to know what you're getting into, and of course, complying with the timeline. And before getting into any of these, you have to know exactly, is this the right program for you? Otherwise, you will end up going in a loop, and at the end of the day, you will be very frustrated. So homework is key. If I may ask Aureli to elaborate on that a little bit, if you would like to, from your administrative perspective, to give a few words. Preparation is key.
Yeah, so
sorry, before that, sorry for that. I just want to ask Ranahans, now, based on your profile, you are from Sri Lanka, you work for American multinationals, and you ended up in a garden or park in Germany. Why is that?
That is purely passion. Life is all about passion. If you're keeping your ears and eyes open, you see always an opportunity where you can contribute. So this is what I love to do. In fact, I'm a trained microbiologist. That is how I got into this multinational, or rather American corporate. But it took me elsewhere. I ended up doing environmental engineering because it tells you eventually, if you want to really contribute to change the world, it does not matter. You can always find a way to educate yourself, and also getting connected to people. See, for the first time I met Professor Tanvir, and I see that we can absolutely strike a good research collaboration, because his expert area is finance. Circular economy, which we talk about, will never work if we don't get the finances right. We have to talk about circular economy, the economics of circular economy. That is where his knowledge comes in. So that is what I can, in brief, share with the young folks over here.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Aureli, please go ahead. Do I pronounce your French name correctly?
Yes, I'm French. Aurélie, your French is perfect.
Yeah.
But if you want to practice more, you could come back again on campus. So maybe, Renanza, we could give some more details, because we have 2 tracks, well, what you mentioned, the dual degree programs, the Master of Engineering, and the MSc that we fully offer on campus. Just to make it clear to potential applicants who are interested in joining the IMET family, if you're interested in doing a dual degree, so we work with Japan, Ritsumeikan APU, and Taipei Tech in Taiwan, Universidad Panamericana in Mexico, and in Brazil as well. The application process to do a dual degree is completely different from the one that we have mentioned today, because 2 universities from 2 different education systems all working together in the admission process. So if you're interested in doing, for example, a Mexican German program, then it's a different timing for the application requirements, or sometimes different. And also the programs are quite specific to each partner university. So it's very important that you spend time on the website, on the IMAT master website, so that you collect all the information. You can always email me. We're usually quite good at responding to inquiries and communications. So don't hesitate to ask questions beforehand, and also do invest time to look at the application. I think the most critical documents in your application will be the your master thesis research proposal that Rana Hansa has briefly mentioned. We have 4 guidelines that we highly encourage you to follow, so that you successfully pass the screening in the admissions, and also if you are asking for the IMAT tuition reduction scholarship, right? The one that we have mentioned, very, very important. That usually need a strong application in order to get admissions, number one, and then to get some financial support. So I also do a lot of one-on-one consultation with some applicants. If you have many questions, don't hesitate. We can meet on Zoom anytime during the week. And we'll be again online, Rivanansa, so in about 3 weeks now. So it would be a good idea for you to look at the website, go through the module handbook, see if you're really, really interested in joining us, review the application, all the documents that you need to submit, and then we meet in about 3 weeks where we can answer all your questions and concerns. And we could also mention that we do have a Sri Lankan community on campus, not just Rana Hansa, but we have an alumnus, Nivoda, who is a graduate from the program, who has been hired and is now a project manager at IFAS. And yeah, so you will not only be the only Sri Lankans in Western Germany, but we do have a good community here as well. And it's very, very international. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So you're very warmly welcome to join us.
Actually, I'm trying to take a group of students maybe next year or this year. I mean, consulted with Rana Hansa for that. Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful news, Chaminda.
Tudao, do you want to say something further?
I agree, actually. Feel free to ask.
Okay, I have a question.
And follow your passion.
Okay, so yeah, I have a question.
Yes, I think that's very important. Do what you enjoy. And if there is any doubt or just ask. Yeah, okay. That's very important.
I will ask on behalf of the audience now. I was a ADB scholar at LUMS. I got full funding to study there. Also at Esslingen Graduate School, I got funding by the university. So Tudao, can you explain what are the funding opportunities available? I know it's not very expensive compared to German private universities.
In Germany, we do not have too many scholarship, but there is, for example, the Deutschland Stipendium. The student can apply, and so the money, I think it's around €300 per month, from half from the or 300 from the company and 300 from the state or the government. The second is if you are exchange student, you can apply for the Erasmus program, and all the DAAD, right? The DAAD, they also give a scholarship, and best would be to contact the offices in Colombo, the DAAD in Colombo.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Tanvir, anything further? By the way, I just want to tell you, we had a session last year with LUMS because of the Priyantha Kumara's killing, the separate event organized by LUMS, and the LUMS Deputy Vice Chancellor Rector announced that there will be separate scholarship for any Sri Lankan student got admission to LUMS because of that event. So yeah, anything else?
Certainly should follow up on that one.
Yeah.
So we can talk offline on that, or as you want. Well, the only one thing I want to say, Lahore is second home for Sri Lankan people. I mean, you can absolutely feel completely at home. We will absolutely request you to come here to enjoy Lahore. This is a beautiful place. This is an absolutely amazing place for have extraordinary dinners, lunch, and everything. And Sri Lankans, they will enjoy the food, environment, and it is absolutely safe. So don't worry about anything.
Okay, thank you very much for all of you. I think since we have limited time, I just want to feature you in our audience so that they can get an understanding about what are the requirement of the university, how the university looks like in terms of structure and everything. But we'll have further discussion with them, and I'm sure they can also directly contact you, and I'm happy to also share the additional information. As Ranahan asked, I will also talk about different scholarship programs, timing, IELTS and things like that. Thank you again for joining. You can stay on the session if you like, but now we are going to switch towards our alumni. There are 3 alumni connected from USA, UK and Sri Lanka who will share their experience. Thank you again.
Thank you, Chaminda.
Thank you, Chaminda.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Thank you, Rani. Thank you.
Okay, let me share the screen. I will maybe, since I already know the alumni, I will not take time to introduce them. Now we have first Dr. Asanka is a senior lecturer from University of Wimber. So Asanka, you can share your ideas, experience, and if you have PowerPoint also directly you can go ahead. And then we have Dr. Chintaka from UK and Ms. Pubudu from USA. Yeah, Dr. Asanka, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Chaminda. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, and see you.
Okay. Okay, I will share the screen.
Yeah. Make it full screen.
Okay. I hope it's fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much, Chaminda, for giving this opportunity to share my experiences as a German alumni. Also, I'm a Japanese university alumni, so both I can share my experiences mainly the German experience. So I'm Asanka from Kurunegala. I worked as a senior lecturer in the Wimber University, which is located in Kuliyapitiya. So I was a German alumni, which is basically from postdoctoral research. So I'm not a graduate from German universities, but I did my postdoctoral research at one of the national university in Germany, that is Passau University. I was Alexander von Humboldt postdoctoral fellow. So this is similar to the DAD. This is funded by the German federal government, and this fellowship is only awarded for the postdoctoral research. So anyone with anyone with PhD, you can apply this postdoctoral fellowship, but for the masters and the PhD, you need to apply for the DAD scholarship. Basically, I did postdoctoral research work at the chair of development economics, the Passau University, Germany. The Passau is a small city located in near Munich, so around 2 hours from the Munich, and it is very close by the Austria. It is in the Austrian border. It's a border city towards Austria. So I was there for 2 years with my family, and from 2016 to 2018. So these are some pictures from this university, Passau University, and it's nice place with full of scenery and also some historical buildings. I did I actually learned Japanese language at Pasau University up to B2 level. Actually, I did 4 semesters of German language at Pasau University. I have visited several European nations like France, Austria, Switzerland, Spain. The good thing, if you go to Germany, is that you can get the visa, Schengen visa. That means you can travel the whole Europe, right? So that is one of the good thing to go Germany, because you will get the visa that you can travel various nations. And very importantly, there are a lot of cultural events organized by the university. Actually, they have a kind of university welcome center. So they organize various events, and these welcome centers will support the international students and the researchers in various ways. So if you want to find an apartment, or and also the usual day-to-day events, sometimes you need help. So the university welcome centers always help the students and the researchers. And also in Germany, there are a lot of networking activities going on, especially the universities. They have students from different countries, so therefore you can have a very good networking from various students. And another thing is, in Germany, if you finish your studies or research after coming to your own country, then you can apply for various alumni events. I mean, I recently got opportunity to apply alumni event, and I hope to visit Germany in April for the alumni project. So various alumni events are organized by German universities. So even after your studies, you can actively participate in these events. So that is one of the good thing as a German alumni. And also these are some pictures I took from my stay at Passau. So, and also I visited some pictures from Paris, the Disneyland. I visited there with my family, so I took some pictures. So those are some pictures that I can share with you. And also I would like to briefly explain my experience as a Japanese university, because I did my undergraduate studies at Japanese universities. I was a Japanese government scholar. So just after finishing my A-levels, I applied for this scholarship, and I got that scholarship, and I stayed there for around 10 years in Japan. So I finished my all undergraduate and postgraduate studies at Japanese universities. So I did my undergraduate studies in Japanese medium. So after completing 1 year full-time Japanese language course, I enrolled at National Institute of Technology, Kushiro College in Hokkaido, Japan. I stayed there for 3 years, and after that I transferred to Tokyo, University of Electrocommunication, and studied there for 2 years and completed my bachelor's degree in engineering. So all instruction in Japanese language. So I completed my undergraduate studies in Japanese language. So after that, I completed my master's and PhD from National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies. We call this GRIPS, which is located in Tokyo, Japan. In that university, I completed my studies in English language. So I completed my PhD degree in economics. So this is a picture from that university. So this is located in Japan, and there are students from more various countries. So I would like to give some advice for future students who are trying to go abroad for their studies and research, especially for German universities and other institutes. I think you need to learn at least the basics of German language, and it is better to know the basics, because although the universities, especially at the master's and PhD level, you can do all studies in English, but for the day-to-day life, it is always necessary to learn some German language. And also my advice is not only excel in studies, but to do a lot of extracurricular activities, especially voluntary services and other related activities. Because when you apply for German universities or German programs, they are more keen on these activities. And also, please search thoroughly regarding universities and the scholarships and the study fields before applying, because the system, I mean, German system is a bit different from our university system. So our universities are mainly based on the UK system, but in the Germany there are some differences. So therefore, it is better to thoroughly look at the websites and other details before applying the universities. My final advice for aspiring students is be a global citizen. Try to learn foreign languages. Try to be friendly with the people, and also try to do a lot of voluntary activities while you are in universities and other places. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Shankar, thank you very much. You can unshare the screen. So now we have Dr. Chintaka, senior lecturer from UK, who also studied in Sri Lanka and in Germany. We can directly go to Chintaka. Asanka, please stay connected to the end of the session.
Okay,
Chintaka,
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Let me remove spotlight and make use spotlight. Yeah, we can see and hear you.
All right, brilliant. So let me share the screen. So
What is your time now?
it's 15 past 10 o'clock morning.
Woke up early.
I woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning today, so to finish some work. Anyway, thank you. Thanks, Chaminda, for creating opportunities. Continue to create opportunities. That's something that I appreciated continuously. So I am Chintaka Chananda. So thanks for this opportunity to share my experience. I heard some chats already, so there's a lot of information already shared, as I heard. So I'll perhaps focus mainly on my experience in studying in Germany. Yeah, I'm Chintaka Chananda. So I'm a senior lecturer in innovation, enterprise, entrepreneurship, and a program leader at the moment, University of Derby in the UK. So professional background, I studied at University of California, where I did my undergraduate, and then York St. John University, where Chaminda has links, or had links. And then I participated, or I attended summer academy in 2012 at University of Koblenz, London in Germany. So Koblenz is a relatively small city, I think. Then I did PhD and other stuff in the UK, and I worked in industry before joining academia for about 10 years in various industries. So this was the beginning of that journey in 2012. Chaminda came to York. I think he came twice, 2010 and 11. As the Sri Lankan Association of York St. John University, we were able to organize a couple of events. So I attended them and got sort of inspiration to go to Europe and further my studies. So experience in Germany. So it was sort of a holistic learning experience for me. Not only, it wasn't just about learning or sitting in a classroom and learning or reading books or journal articles or whatever it is. It was a learning experience. So travel experience, meeting people from various parts of the world. I think Asank also said that be a global citizen. So it was a really good experience from that perspective, whether it's food or social activities or whatever you do. So for me, all of them were very useful learning experiences. So my main subject, or the reason I chose was this particular subject, entrepreneurial design thinking. I was thinking of doing a PhD at the time. So I wanted to get some, my master's degree, I joined the industry again. So for me to get back to academia, I wanted some learning experience, some to be connected to university and then start my studies. So summer school, I thought, is a very good opportunity for that. It's a short course for one month, but it gave me the start for my PhD, and that was the purpose. So I went there with a purpose, a clear purpose. So School of Entrepreneurial Design Thinking. So she said, well, I'm now a senior lecturer in entrepreneurship innovation. So I use this learning in my teaching and in my research and all the other activities that I'm now involved in my work. So, so Europe, there are lots of opportunities, Europe in general. I'm particularly talking about European Union in this case, Germany in particular. So there are lots of PhD opportunities, scholarships, so which you may have already heard about. I also received a full scholarship for this month program, and I've also come across a lot of research opportunities. So, for example, I was in a conference 2019. I went to Germany 2019. Yeah, I went to Germany, or 18. I'm sorry. Went to Germany for a conference. I'll be going again in May to Denmark for another conference. There are some world leading conferences, particularly in my subject area, are happening in Europe. So look for them. So there are such leading scholars and researchers and practitioners are coming to these conferences, and there are great opportunities to attend or to be part of, or to present your work if you're especially into or doing some research or engage in research activities. So opportunity to observe different system, also something, as I said, a great learning opportunity for me. So travel experience. So again, being a global citizen, so there is an opportunity for that. Yeah, and living with diverse people. So you in my class, remember we had, although it was the program or the module that I did was within business school or within to management discipline, or business entrepreneurship discipline. There were people from various backgrounds. The class, there were scientists, there were musicians, so there were social scientists, there were food scientists, all type of people were there in that class. So it's a very diverse learning experience, and working and living with them was a wonderful experience. So some suggestions, highly recommended. When I was applying from UK, but still I had to prepare a lot. So early preparation is a must. So getting those references sorted out, completing the applications, and then going through the visa process. So Chaminda was there supporting me from Sri Lanka, but there were some limitations, supporting from that distance. So I had to have a lot of preparation for it. So that's basically all that I can share in terms of my experience. So my contact details, if you have any further questions or comments, you can ask after the session now, or you can be in touch with me for any further questions. So thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Chintaka. So we'll directly go to Pubudu, who is also in early hours of the day. Pubudu, are you there? Yeah, you unmute. You are mute. You have to unmute yourself. Okay, now.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, and we can see you.
I can share. I have a presentation if you want, so I can share that.
Okay.
And
yeah, you will make it full screen and we can see it. Okay, now fine.
now you can see the full screen, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's I think it's good afternoon there, and here it's good morning. And so I am Pubudu Senaratna. I'm joining from Minnesota, United States. And currently I am a PhD candidate and also working as a graduate assistant at the Department of Family Social Sciences, University of Minnesota. Basically, my background is psychology. So if I say a little bit about my background, I had my first degree from the University of Peradeniya, Bachelor of Arts, and then I have a master's degree in applied psychology from the University of Delhi. And also I joined and I came to know about Mr. Chaminda in 2011. And since then I participated two summer programs in Germany, one in 2012 and the other one is 2015. Like both programs were funded by DARD, a German academic exchange program. And all of at the same time, both programs were funded. And so there are two scholarships. So the summer school, both programs or summer school programs, but actually the one program, the first one I attended was kind of a conference. So there I was able to present my research findings as well as a presentation. That's the first one that was held in Ulm, Germany. And this took a form of a conference as well the theme was medical tourism. And it was a very interesting program. That was my first travel to Germany. And the program was very rich in guest lectures, presentations, and there were discussions and people coming from different countries. I guess there were about 12 people coming from 12 countries. And the very interesting feature of this program was the program included excursions to different parts of Germany. That means Cologne, Stuttgart, Freiburg. So we traveled to different places within those two weeks. And so there were presentations and different scholars coming from different parts of Germany and other countries, and they did their presentations under the theme of medical tourism. And that was a very rich experience. And also at the end of the program, we were awarded certificates. And so this is the kind of conditions of that sponsorship. Like I was awarded with, I was funded for my lodgings to stay at UL. And then it was included everything like food, travel expenses, and also visa fee was not charged, and there was an insurance. And then the second summer school I attended was in 2015. That was the topic was conflict management and conflict transformation. And this was held at the Humboldt University of Germany. That was in Berlin. And again, it was very similar to the first one. Like we had like guest lectures, presentations, discussions, like a lot of group works. And again, like I had like, there were students coming from all over the world, and that was very interesting. Again, the like excursions to various places around Berlin. So again, it was very interesting. And so one of the things that I wanted to highlight is I think they were also mentioned by Dr. Chintaka and Dr. Asanka as well, like the diversity, and like all of these programs were highly like academically high, rich. But that was not the only thing that we gained from those programs, because like that's already included in the package. But the cultural exposure, that you are exposed to diverse cultures, diverse people, and that's very rich. That's something that you cannot get by staying like just in our comfort zones. So that's something I really enjoyed. And these are some of my reflections from those two programs. And one of the other very interesting thing is that's something very unique in when you study in Europe. That means you can travel in all the Schengen states. Like, I mean, you have visa to travel in all parts of the Europe. And that's very interesting. I mean, if you have time, you can travel to other parts of the state other than Germany. And so one of the things that I really learned out of all of these programs was like my adaptability. Like when you are going out of your comfort zone, like you need to adapt to like different climatic situations, different people coming from different backgrounds. So it's very interesting. And so I have like and some of those friends, like people I met, like they became lifelong friends. And so you have you will have a good like connections network from all over the people from all over the world. And so that's again something I would like to mention. It's a very good experience. And again, like this is from my my experience of like coming to the US for the first time as a Fulbright researcher. And yes, so this is my current place right now. So that is it. Like thank you very much, Chaminda, for giving me this chance to share my experience, and I really appreciate that. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Fudu. Thank you, Chintaka, and also Asanka. Please unshare your screen. Maybe go to the, just a minute. Okay, so basically through the alumni discussion, what we want to highlight was like the opportunities available and how you should prepare, as well as the real life stories. Any questions from the audience? We'll now next we go to the real application and everything, but any questions from the alumni? Now you can see these three people. Of course, we have a lot of alumni, but we, since with the limited time, we were, for example, Chintaka and Udu has been part of the group. Even though they are out of Sri Lanka now, they will also support you as a mentor. And Asanka has been also working with us for some time, particularly as a guest speaker. Any comments or any questions? Do you want to say something, Asanka, additional thing, Chintaka or Udu, based on your current updates? Any final words, maybe?
From me, perhaps, yeah, I can wish, I'm happy to, I mean, I wish you all the very best to
But
where we
Chintaka,
join.
now,
And
Chintaka, now actually, you know, the Sri Lankans are like, especially young people are leaving the country for
yes,
in a different way. But you want to give like a educated opinion about that, how they should prepare, or should they leave the country, or should they stay, or should they go and come back, or what? What do you think? We have one already person who has come back from Japan and Germany, at some most advanced countries, like Dr. Asanka is teaching in Sri Lanka, whereas Chintaka is teaching in UK. I don't know whether she will come back or not, but any opinions about like, you know, these guys who want to go out of the country for education and work? I get a lot of inquiries regarding the migration.
I have a little bit of different view about my migration. I mean,
I'm sure you also get a lot of inquiries, right, from your colleagues. Yeah.
Yes, so we have to come to UK. I get a lot of a lot of inquiries from a lot of people. I've got a lot of lecturers, and all these people are coming and talking to me, and I'm trying to support them as much as I can, whenever I can, wherever I can. But in the UK, yes, we currently going through a recession and all that. So there are some challenges in the UK. So I'm not familiar with what happened in Germany in terms of whatever happening in the world, but in the UK, there are lots of challenges to look for. You know, even the housing market is it's difficult to get to those you know, get those things sorted out compared to where I came like 14 years ago. It is significantly challenging now, and it's expensive to come here. But that's one thing. That's about the UK. But for me, when I stayed in the UK, I came to UK first. I went to Germany from UK. So I returned to UK and I went to Germany with a purpose. So going with that purpose, you know, what's the purpose? What's the objective? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? So I returned to the UK. I had already sorted out my PhD. Sort of, it wasn't finalized, but I already discussed with the supervisor to do my PhD in the UK. So I returned to the UK, and I found out, you know, working with Chaminda and all that, you don't necessarily have to return to the country. That's my view these days with technology and all that. You can still contribute from wherever you are in the world. So that's the way I see it now. So yes, if you're in Sri Lanka, your contribution is, of course, more than what you can do from here. But I see sometimes if I were to stay in Sri Lanka, for example, I might be struggling to do what I'm doing, what I do at the moment, even to participate in this program. So that's the way I see it. So I know that people have different views about this, different ways of looking at it, but that's my interpretation. That's the way I've decided to do things. Perhaps staying outside and support as much as I can.
Sanka, and do you want to say something before we close the session?
Yes, actually these days, I think because of this economic crisis in Sri Lanka, many students and also families try to leave, right? So don't expect that for other countries, I mean, Germany or even UK or Australia or any country is not that easy for you, because all countries nowadays are having some big problems actually. As Dr. Chintaka mentioned, in the UK, there are a lot of problems, especially the housing and all these things. And also in Germany also, I know that the housing is a very big problem, because finding cheap accommodation is quite a big problem, and many people stay quite long in these Airbnb rooms. So I know that several students, one of those are my friends actually, though they said that it's very difficult to find accommodation. So don't expect things are easy in other countries also, because here you have your all luxuries, and sometimes you may find some difficulties these days. But when you travel to different country in early days, you need to face a lot of. I mean, you have to understand that you have to work hard and you have to adapt to those environment. And so keep in mind that also when you apply for the universities and also for the different countries. Okay, those are things that I want to highlight. Thank you.
Poo, do you want to say any final comments and ideas?
Yes, so my idea is like, again, like it depends on different people, like different ideas. So in my case, like yeah, I worked in Sri Lanka for some time. Like so I see that like when you come here, there are a lot of opportunities, and sometimes you would not be able to expose to those opportunities if you were in Sri Lanka. That's something that I really I have noticed. And again, like if you really want to contribute to your country, like the geographical location is not really a matter. Like, I mean, maybe as Dr. Chintaka mentioned, like, yes, you can be more available when you're physically available, but with the technology and everything, like it's not a big challenge. Again, like as everyone mentioned, it's not easy when you come to a new country, new culture, and there are challenges as well. Like, I mean, sometimes you see those challenges only when you move here. Like when you look at it from distance from Sri Lanka, it was all like nice and thing, but when it's not easy. I mean, I won't say anywhere it's easy. There are unique challenges to every place, and so it's your choice. Like if you want to contribute, you can go back, or you can do that from another location. So yeah, so I think like my recommendation or kind of advice or whatever, it's I think get opportunities and get exposed to different places and knowledge, and that makes your life brings you like very rich experiences to your life.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Pubudu. Thank you, Chintaka and Sankar, for joining and continue support over the years. I'm sure these guys can also connect with you directly to get ideas, some advice and support, and also through training program in Germany. Of course, you work with us. So thank you. Let me close now, since we are kind of not really running out of time, but since you are also working for this out of your office hours. So thank you again, and Dankeschön and ciao.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Bye.
let me end the Zoom session.